Hello and welcome to Flannel Legacies. I am sitting here in my office staring at Garwin with a brilliant smile on his face, drinking hot cocoa out of a rune mug. Oh boy, does that seem amazing.
Oh, doesn't it?
Alright, so Garwin, it has been a week and a half, actually about 2 weeks since we last recorded, or
Yes.
actually really talked to each other.
Yeah, that is true.
So, what has happened across the holidays, my friend?
Well, my parents are split, so I went to my mother's for Christmas dinner. I went to my father's for Christmas dinner. I went to my mother's for New Year's dinner. I went to my father's for New Year's dinner, and had a family gathering dinner in between.
That sounds complicated.
Not at all. Not at all complicated. It's literally just that I eat this day, next day eat here, next day eat with a small family gathering on my father's side, and then a couple days later, then I eat New Year's at my mother's, the next day eat after New Year's at my father's.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy to comprehend and easy to mess up.
Sure.
Yeah.
I got a lot of food.
Yeah. You're eating like an American, huh?
Nah, I was eating like an Icelander with divorced parents.
So on an average day for an American.
Yeah.
All right. So is it next weekend? Next weekend, right?
I'll be flying out the 12th.
Ah, all right. So that is next weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. That's nice. Good on you.
Yes.
Lovely for you.
It's gonna be fun.
Can't wait for you to see your happy relationship.
Yeah. Can't wait to get over there, see if, and actually find out if we function as people.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Like, online personality is a lot different from actual personality, and talking all day every day is quite different from being near each other all day every day.
Speaking of meeting people from online who are
Yeah.
kind of different from offline.
I've been waiting to hear this fucking story.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, how do I begin this? So first off, real quick, shout out to my buddy Daniel, otherwise known as Swan Knight. Me and him have been buddies for past 2 years. We've played League, we've played Minecraft, we've played, oh jeez, what else? I've offered to buy him Phasmophobia several times, and he's like, well, I have to get, like, involved in it. Like, I have to have, like, hyperfixation on it. And he's like, yeah, whatever. He got me into Medieval, and I'm slowly trying to figure out how to play the game, and soon enough, I'm going to have him walk me through how to download the submod to Unite All Submods mod and play it with him. Not in multiplayer at all, but like have like stream it to him and him tell me how shit I am at the game. Ooh. So that's just a little bit of backstory to how far me and his and mine relationship goes. We have gone through so many different like conversations, more so than me and you. We have gone so far. We know a good bit about each other. The problem is I am very different in person than how I am online. I'm trying my best, which is why these days I just go by Jay online. I don't try and go by a username or anything else. I just say, dudes, just call me Jay. That's my name. I want to be the same person online that I am offline. And I have a feeling that's how Daniel saw me, as Cyber J and not as Jay still. And he was expecting me to be this quirky, peppy guy who has anger issues in, like, real life. Sadly, I do have anger issues, only when I'm driving. But in reality, I'm 6 foot even. That's not that tall, first of all. That should be 180 centimeters. Or 1.8 meters. Wait.
I think that's about right. Maybe.
Yeah, think so.
Yeah.
So I'm 6 foot even. He's 6 foot 2. He's 2 inches taller than me. And he's a big, hefty guy. He's a big guy.
Yeah, 182 centimeters.
I looked at him and immediately I realized I have 2 years on this guy and I could not win in a fight. I sized him up the first time we met IRL. In the middle of a store, I sized this guy up to think, can I take this guy? And I can tell you, I cannot. If it came down to brute strength, I could not win. If it came down to me using my wits and being able to run far enough to get to my car and get my taser, maybe.
Like, never underestimate the power of sheer mass. I'm a very tall man, but I'm lanky.
Yes.
Yeah, like, I can tell you right now, like, there are people that are, like, I don't know how to do feet properly. Like, I don't know how it converts to on average, you know? So I'll just speak in stuff I understand. Like, there are guys out there that are, like, 175 or so that I know that have the mass that they could probably kick my ass in a fight. Like,
yeah.
Like, I could probably strike harder than them, and I could probably keep out of their reach, but as soon as they try to grapple, I'd be down.
Yeah. That's kind of the same with me. Okay, when it comes to pure raw strength, I will tell you, I don't have much. That I do work out. I try and lift weights. I'm trying to get into shape. I'm trying to make it to where that power is fueled a bit.
Ah, shit,
but
I
I
got
can...
the sports store today.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the sports store to get some weights and whatnot, but I just realized I was outside too. I was doing a lot today, but yeah. Had to go to the barber, had to go to my phone connector to get access to my phone stuff outside of Iceland. Then had to go to the apothecary to get some more of my medication. And then while waiting for the bus, I went for some food. By that point, it's just, well, I was nothing else I was gonna do today, right?
All right. So back to the story that you were wanting to hear about.
Yes.
So we didn't meet at a restaurant. We didn't meet at like a pub. Well, we met at a public place. We met at a computer store, at an electronics warehouse. Met in front of computer cases. And the first thing I said to him in person was, "You've been staring at that case for a while now. Everything all right?" Man doesn't even turn around, just starts chuckling to himself. Offers me a fist bump. I take it. And we just get onto conversations about computers like we've met in person 100 times before. It was no grandiose thing. it was just, we know each other. Except halfway through, he was starting to understand I am a very much muted person. I am not energetic in person. I am an introvert. Online, it's through a screen. I don't really have to be around other people, or if I'm in a group, I think you can tell in D&D, sometimes I'll sort of get overwhelmed by things, so I like to take it one person at a time. And in person, I can't do that because I have to be around multiple people.
Yeah.
So my introverted ways, it tends to get the better of me. And I think Daniel, after a while, he was starting to realize he's a muted person. He then wanted to see my van. I sold my van last year. And I can say last year.
Yeah.
Because it is now 2023. But no, I sold it in early December of last year. And the reason why is because, to speak in American terms, it got 13 miles to the gallon. That is bad. That's like 20 kilometers to the milliliter of gasoline. I don't know what ratios y'all use. Just 13 miles to the gallon, okay? Just hush.
Milliliter. Oh, that's like a
Liter!
That's
liters.
A spoonful.
Okay, liters. Screw you. Screw you. I hate you. I'm an American. I don't know these things. I'm gonna go tell my mom you're being rude to me. My dad can beat up your dad.
Oh, it hurts. Oh, laughing hurts.
Stop laughing. My dad can beat up your dad.
I doubt that. My dad's a mechanic.
So was mine.
I know.
And an electrician. And a carpenter. And a plumber.
My dad's probably taller. I'm barely taller than him.
6'4". Bald.
Alright, your dad is taller. Man, that's so rare outside of the Nordic countries.
Well, what, to be tall?
No, to be on a that tall. Like, it's more common over here. Like, on the 6 foot area is more common in the Nordic countries than in other areas of the world.
Which is strange because the Vikings were actually fairly short and stout.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. Because
Yeah.
whenever we think Vikings, we think big, burly, strong men.
We really do. But at the, like,
Rippling pectorals.
yeah, but the reason we think that is because they were attacking the English, who the Vikings were taller than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'd say roughly the same size.
Yeah, but back in the day, on average, they were around taller. Like, sure, there are variations everywhere, but they had a higher ratio of taller people. Like, they're... Yeah. Like, they had a higher ratio of taller people, and, like, it's kind of how it ended up being depicted.
Alright.
Like, there's a reason why, like, there is a reason why the Vikings were called devils and giants and that and so forth and so on. Like, there is some truth to the myth, but it's not as exaggerated as time has made us believe.
Well, just to continue, just real quick.
No.
Sorry. So, I actually called you just for like purposes, I called you before I met with Swan
Yeah.
because I had been sitting in a parking lot for a good 30 minutes before he showed up. I see him entering the store, and I'm just like, am I actually about to do this? This is the first time I've ever met anyone from online offline. This is the very first time.
Yeah.
I walk into the store, and immediately I'm like, I want to get out. I want to get out. Get me out of here. I could just... The... Swan, if you're listening to this, I want to say the immediate regret I had for agreeing to meet is immense. After the fact, there's no regret. After the fact, no regret. During, completely. Completely. Simply because it sets a precedent. Showing I can and probably would meet other people that I know from online again. And that to me is dangerous. Because I live in fucking America, where if someone meets up with me, or if I meet up with someone, there's always a likelihood something could happen. Might be a very small chance, very small likelihood, but it's never zero. It's never impossible. Here in America, we have sex trafficking, which is getting up to be a very big problem.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why that is. Maybe it's because the elites in our country literally pay for everything to go under the rug. Or maybe it's because our governors, our senators, our government officials are part of the same rings as our elites.
Yay! Man, if we weren't a shadow band already, we're gonna be shadow band even more.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Well, that's because we're calling out the lies and hypocrisies of our own world.
Yeah. Also, we're mentioning the cunt!
Hey, I'm not mentioning cunts. I'm mentioning the elites.
Yes. But we did mention the cunt before. And YouTube was real no about that.
Wait, hold up. I haven't said anything about the... I haven't said anything yet.
We had an entire video about that, remember?
No, I mean in this episode.
Oh, no, that's fine. No, I was
Yeah.
like, our channel is shadow banned because of that.
Right.
Basically a shadow ban, you know what that is? Like, there's no official notice, no official anything, it's just, we won't promote this as much as we would otherwise.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing everything in my power to promote us elsewhere.
Yes. Which kind of was necessary.
By the way, everyone who is listening in, quick shout out to myself and to Garwin real quick. Both of us stream. Garwin streams at Garwin Kazul on YouTube. I stream at CyberJ112 on Twitch. Give us a follow.
I also stream on Garvin Kazul on Twitch at the same time. I use Restream. It's a service that allows me to stream to both services.
Okay, either your internet just went wacky, or the connection between America and Iceland just had a fish gnawing at the wires.
Or the elites are coming after us now. We've spoken too much.
We've said the truth. They heard us. They're using their lizard magic. Oh no.
No, they're taking control of the sharks. They're attacking the cables.
The birds work for the KGB. Wait, is it the bourgeoisie or the KGB? Either way, it's funny.
Yeah. Oh god, the birds work for the KGB, and the sharks work for the lizards. But yeah, what was I saying before that happened?
Alright, the shadow ban on our channel. Just realized, Garwin here is... I wish YouTube would understand. I am not on the right. I'm by no means right-wing. I have some right-wing values, just as I have a lot of left-wing values. I like to consider myself in the middle, but as a do what you want, just leave me alone mindset of don't try and take away my rights, don't try and take away my... Like, don't try and take away the laws or what I have currently. You can add something if we deem it is morally good. Otherwise, just stay the heck out of our lives. That's my depiction of the government. Is that try to be as small as you can and having the biggest impact by being the smallest you can be. That's my depiction of the government. So, YouTube, Twitter, big tech, I don't know if you can hear me when I say this, but, just because I disagree with you on one thing doesn't mean I disagree with you on everything. I dislike Donald Trump. I also dislike Joe Biden. I dislike the EU. I also like the EU. I dislike China whilst also liking China. I am very flip-floppy on a lot of things.
I prefer the Nordic Union.
Yeah, honestly, I prefer my backyard when I was a kid where I could sit in a bucket of sand and create my entire world in a 2x2 meter wide box with sand.
Yeah, that's definitely the best way to go about it.
Oh yeah,
like
totally.
Personally, I'm of the simple opinion that when it comes to like these large organizations like the EU and stuff like that, there is a point where they become so large that they become detrimental to the sum of their parts. Yeah. Which is why I'm personally, I am mainly for the Nordic countries, if not wholly leaving it, then stepping back and focusing on the Nordic Union itself. Well, and I'd actually really recommend a lot more countries do a similar thing with their cultural groups. Because at that point, because then the EU is like the thing that connects us all, but it's not the thing that's doing everything for us. That way, we're all doing things for ourselves, but we're still connected by the EU. Right now, the EU it has a hand in too many of our pies.
Yeah. I would also like to say, when it comes to America, one of the things about America that I love most of all, and probably the thing that means the most to me, is the very thing that's killing America. And that is our diversity. The melting pot of cultures that is America. Now, big tech, I'm about to say some patriotic shit, so if you don't like that, close your ears. I'm proud to be in this country. I'm proud to live in a country where I can go down the street and get food from anywhere on the planet. Be made by someone from that place on the planet. I am blessed to live in this country. In a country where I'm not afraid to talk bad about my government. I'm not afraid to go out onto the streets and protest. I'm not afraid to lift a sign saying, F my president. Doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to go to my doctor and tell them what's going on with me. I am not ashamed to be an American. If ever I go to a different country, I don't say, oh, well, I'm from somewhere. You wouldn't know. Or I'm not like most Americans and say, we're Canadian. No. I am proud when I say I'm American. Simply because there's no place I would rather live. Except maybe Mexico.
No place like home.
I was born here. I was born here. No, the reason why is because it is incredibly hard to make a living in Mexico. But if you make a living here in America and go south to Mexico, you're set for life. Or at least that's how it used to be. Damn inflation. But
it's the political that keeps the world burning.
I thought that was the greenhouse gases.
No, that keeps the sun burning us.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
But I just want to say, like, big tech, like, America is an amazing country. I'm not dissing any other country. I'm not. Like, other countries have their merits. Culturally, I can understand why a white person who has an English accent and likes tea will live in England. I can definitely understand why a Latino would want to live in a Latin country or in the Latin areas of America. I can completely understand that. I can definitely understand why a single white person would love to go to Sweden or Iceland.
Yeah.
I can
Like, seriously, people, come here. We need more people. We need more DNA in our strands. We're dangerously close to abominations.
I can definitely understand why someone of Oriental descent or, say, Asian descent would prefer to be in Asia or be in Asian areas in our cities or in America. I can definitely understand that. It's because it's culturally, like, familiar. You understand it. Yet here in America, we have so many different cultures, and we have created our own culture built on everyone else's culture by being, I would love to say America is quite possibly the center of current modern day trade. I don't think there is not a single product that doesn't, like, pass at least through something America has made or something America, like, goes past.
I can definitely see that.
It might touch American hands and then be passed on to a different country, or it passes through, like, waters controlled by America but never actually touch American hands. Like I said, I don't think that America is the center of trade, but I do believe it might be. I don't know for certain.
There's a simple way to see that. All items either touch American waters or American skies.
That's not just to say our size. Like, not all products touch Russia. I want to point that out. Not all products touch Russia.
Well, to be fair, if Russia's size was in the downwards direction on the map, then they would.
Oh yeah. But America, amazingly, we're also in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah.
So, a lot of the flights that go through the southern hemisphere, I would like to say, probably still hit America in some way or another.
Yeah. Like, I can't, like, for example, from Iceland, I cannot reach the Caribbean without landing at least once in America first.
I do want to point out, my point is kind of there.
Yeah.
Just people understand, the reason I'm so patriotic about my country, it is not because I was born and raised here. No. When I grew up, I couldn't have fucking cared less about my country. Are you kidding me? I was more proud of my history and my mother's country than I ever was my own. As a child, I had patriotism towards Mexico. But as I grew older, I started to learn I have it so much better here. My mother taught me I have it so much better here from where she grew up. She would tell me stories about how she, as a child, knew that at any moment, if she went outside, she had a likelihood to be taken and trafficked. And how she was afraid for her nieces, that they may end up with that fate. My abuela, same thing. It's this constant thing in other countries where people go outside and they are afraid. Or they go outside and, well, there's constant war terrorizing their people. They go outside and there's massive lines for bread. Mere bread, flour, eggs, basic human necessities, food, water, clothing, shelter. There are lines that span kilometers that people still can't seem to get anything. You have countries all across the world that turn to America for trade, turn to America for its resources, turn to America for a new start. The reason I'm so patriotic isn't because I was brainwashed into being patriotic. It's because I have the knowledge, I have the sight and the wisdom to know I am in the best country I can be in.
That's exactly what someone brainwashed would say.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That is what someone who is brainwashed would say, yeah.
Like, funnily enough, I do believe it is actually impossible to prove you aren't brainwashed regardless of whether you are or not. It's just one of those things.
Well, there are a few cases. I forget her name, but she was indoctrinated into a terrorist organization. There was a woman who was indoctrinated by putting propaganda. She was locked in a small room, given bare necessities, and was then spoon-fed propaganda. And within about a month, she came out being a fierce leader in that organization. If someone knows what I'm talking about, please, for the love of God, I know her name.
It sounds familiar.
It was a famous case of forced indoctrination, forced brainwashing. But here's the thing. She was then let loose and she turned to the terrorist organization. She went to prison for the terrorist organization. Yeah. Like, she was a fierce fighter for it. Oh, I can't remember it. Alright. But anyway. Just I know I keep saying just understand this, but please try to, Big Tech, try to understand this, anyone who's listening. Don't demonize America just because you've met some loud Americans online, or because you see some prideful Americans. The majority of us are not like that. I am more than willing to accept that other countries have their merits.
Yeah.
But just like you, Garwin, who may be patriotic towards Iceland, I am patriotic towards my own country.
Yeah. Like, in my case, it's it just so happens that my country is as great as it is. A lot of the reasons why I'm so patriotic towards it is because I just don't like change.
Fair enough.
It's just a happy coincidence that my country is as great as it is.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, year after year, we're consistently in the top 10 safest countries in the world.
Then again, look at your population.
Yeah, but still, you know.
I do want to point that out. Look at your population. On top of that, the size of your nation, I also want to say. So there's not many places that people can rush off to and not be pursued.
Yeah, I mean, look, we are safe for a reason. Like, our
You're
low
safe because
population
you're
helps.
isolated.
Yeah. We're an isolated country, but we also are connected to the world. Like, for fuck's sake, I can go to the store and buy fresh bananas. Do you realize how astonishingly miraculous that simple fact is?
Yes.
I am a Nordic. No, I live in a Nordic. I'm not the country itself. I live in a Nordic country. It's winter
I
here.
I was speaking to the embodiment of Iceland.
Yes. But I live in on a volcanic rock, slowly being split apart by two tectonic plates, covered in winter almost 8 months of the fucking year. And no matter what time of day or year it is, I can go to the store and get fresh bananas.
Yeah.
People do not realize how privileged that shit is.
Considering I live in a country where 40% of it is covered in arid wasteland, 15% of it is rolling plains, and the rest of it is mountainous,
Yeah.
hills and mountains. Yeah, I can understand.
Yeah. Like you gotta understand. There is nowhere to grow bananas here.
Yeah.
And the closest place you can grow bananas to Iceland is a couple thousand kilometers of ocean away.
Yeah. I get it. Now,
And even then, even if we weren't connected to the outside world, we'd still be able to sustain our current population with just what we have. As long as we were allowed to fish.
Garwin, I do have to say we may have to cut this episode short of an hour.
Okay.
No, because in 30 minutes I am going to have to leave. my house.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So we may have to just cut. Sorry everyone, but we may have to cut this short, like within an hour, or I leave Garwin to settle, like talk shit about America and talk up Iceland's natural beauty, natural wonders for the next 15 minutes.
I probably
He can do
could.
it. He could. I know for a fact that he could. I'm kind of. I'm not mad at. I do want to say as well. I'm not mad at Corey. I'm not. I'm disappointed that I can't run the session today.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's session 2. Well, technically it's session 1. I really need everyone to be there.
I really want to run this session. Oh, sorry. No, playing this session too.
Yeah.
Like,
Fluff
especially
is.
yeah. Like, Pluff is gonna have a lot of fucking fun. Like, I really want to play in this session too, especially since, like, I'm gonna be gone for the next 3 or so sessions.
Yeah. So it's. The
Might-
timing
it
on.
might be 4, but I might just barely make it for that one. Like, I think I'm landing around the 2nd or 3rd back here of February.
Oh, dang. Wait, you're gonna be in Trinidad for a month?
I'm gonna be there for 3 weeks, yeah.
Dang. So everyone, no podcast episodes for 3 weeks.
Man, it's gonna suck. Well, there might be more if we record one episode on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then I just get to the grinder
Yeah,
of
fuck
editing and
off.
uploading.
Yeah, fuck off.
Oh, come on. Maybe we could just record 3 episodes and record 3 hours of footage tomorrow.
Yeah, fuck off. I have streams to get to, okay?
Yeah,
I have
know.
food that needs to be cooked. I have streams I need to run. I have evil D&D plans to account for.
Yeah. Which, by the way, considering the responses, it looks like there's going to be a main session on Sunday.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. And I want to get something done there. So, once we're either later tonight or tomorrow, I want to have a chat with her what we might have planned.
Yeah. I already have 2 things planned with Jean. Just like going through the 2 new Ditto NPCs, I guess you could call them. Unnamed NPCs, if you will. One is Madeline and one is Madeline. Essentially maids. One is a cook, the other is a tailor. So, yeah. Both will deal with the day-to-day tasks of the manor. And if anyone from our D&D troop is listening in on this, you didn't hear shit.
Nope, you heard nothing.
All right. So, Garwin,
Do not touch anything I say, I'm gonna kill you all.
I have 15 minutes until... Well, I have 15 minutes to get ready. So I'm going to say that this is going to be it for this podcast episode. Thank you, everyone, so much for listening in on my section, at least. If Garwin continues this, good on him. If he doesn't, also good on him. It is completely in his hands now. Bye-bye, everyone.
Goodbye, Jay. That bastard's finally gone. I've always hated him. I've never liked talking with that motherfucker. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry, everybody. I just had to at least do that joke at least once. Now, what to talk about? I do need to go take a dump, actually. Oh, wow, wait. Oh, I'm actually recording, which means I can pause things. It's a miracle of technology, everybody. I'll be right back. There we go. Now it's working again. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I can never understand how Audacity functions. But now, what were we talking about? I got distracted after coming from the bathroom, ended up on Discord, when talking with a bunch of shit. I've forgotten what I was talking about with Jay. His french fries aren't very good. I don't think I'm going back to that place, honestly. Nice people, but not good french fries. Let's see, what was I talking about? Do you guys remember what I was... No, wait, you can't respond. Yeah. But yeah. Iceland really is a great country. Like, seriously. It's so... I think I've said it before, but it is so great that I can legitimately not worry about locking my door when I go out for the day. Like, yes, it's stupid not to. Always will be, no matter how safe your country is. You never know what kind of people out there. But at the same time, I can be out shopping, suddenly think, oh wait, I didn't lock my door. And then just shrug and be on my way and not give a shit. Because, well, I know that when I come back, it will be fine. Nothing will have happened. Yeah, like, Like there was a time after my old apartment burned down where I was living at my father's old apartment. And after he split from my mother's and before he moved in with his girlfriend, I was living at his old apartment for about a year, maybe 2. I don't remember. Was saving up money. I don't remember exactly how long I was there, but whenever I went out for work, I just left out the back door and closed it. Like, I couldn't lock it from outside. I just didn't bother locking it. Just left outside the back door, went to work, got home, went in through there. That's just how I went everywhere. The reason I did that was mainly because, the back door, it was it faced the back of the house, obviously, which it was an apartment complex, I think it's called in English. Yeah. But yeah, like, the back of that apartment complex is where everywhere I needed to go was, like, and the store. Okay, my grocery and whatnot was literally just through a bush over a road, and I'm there. And if I want to go get some fast food, I just walk through another bush over a road, and I was there. If I need to go to work, then I just walk a bit along the apartment complex, catch a bus, or if I woke up early enough, which I usually did, I just step out there and walk through a bush, come upon the gangstétt. What's that in English? The pedestrian. I can't do the P sound for some reason. Pedestrian walkway. What's that called? Gangstétt. Actually, now I'm curious. I'm gonna Google that real quick. See if I can Google translate this shit, I do wonder what gangstétt is. I don't think it's a pedestrian walkway. Like, you guys probably know what I'm talking about, but I've forgotten this word. Let me see here. Gangstétt. Walk. No, that's not right. Why did it go walkable? Oh, sidewalk. That's what it's called. I'm a dumbass. Yeah, I just walk along the sidewalk, and then go past the fast food place, walk a little more, go over the bridge, and then I'm downtown. I can go to our mall, or since I was going to my job at this point, I'd step over the road again, step over another road, continue walking. I'd go left at this point, pass a couple buildings, go into the commercial area. There's lots of stores over there, Go over there, and then depending on what year it was, I'd either just go there and go to my job there, or I'd continue on a little bit more, go and get to the docks eventually, It's like, what? 10, maybe 20-minute walk, depending on the distance and time of year. Like, depending on what year it was, where I was working at that time, and what time of year it was, whether it was snowing or not. Yeah. It might have been 30 minutes for the one of the docks. Maybe. If I was walking slowly, then probably. If I was walking slowly and it was snow, then maybe 30 minutes. Maybe. But yeah, it wasn't that far. And I do this every day. Like, I would never bother locking the door. I think I didn't bother locking the door for, like, the back door for my entire stay there. I'm not sure how long I was there, honestly. I've never been good with dates. It could be anywhere from 1 to 3 years, honestly. Like, I just can't remember. Yeah, I think it was something like that. But yeah, I didn't bother. Nothing ever happened the entire time I was there. Maybe I got lucky. Maybe. But I'm gonna be honest with you. You are unlucky if your house gets broken into. That is a very unlikely thing to happen because we just have so little crime here. It happens very infrequently. Now, obviously, shit does occasionally happen, and currently, from what I hear, the capital is going to shit. I mean, that's what happens when you say pulsa instead of pilsa. Fuck's sake. Who the fuck calls a hot dog pulsa? Fuck's sake. It's pilsa, not pulsa. I don't know what those bastards are thinking, but it all stems from that little shit. That little bad take there. But yeah. The capital's kind of going to shit right now, you know. From what I hear, there's actually homeless people there now. Like you might actually see a homeless person there. And that's nearly unheard of. And apparently there was some kind of... What's it called? Not a riot, the other thing, the non-violent thing. Protest, yes. Apparently there was a protest or something. I'm working from broken information from a friend of mine who heard it from something from somewhere, you know. I don't know what I'm talking about there, I will admit. But yeah, like, the capital is our only city in this country, and because it's the only one, also the largest one. It also has like 100 and something thousand people, 150 maybe 200,000 people. I don't know, and that's of our total population of like 340,000, maybe 400 something thousand. Actually, now I'm curious. What is the population of Iceland? Have we populated Iceland population? Huh. That's nice. We actually reached 372,000. That's pretty good. We've gotten a lot bigger. Population slowly rising, boys. Slowly rising. And that's where you can come in. Because we want your jizz and your eggs. We want your genes. We want your DNA. Come to Iceland. Move in. Pretty darn good country. The pay is stupidly high. Yeah, living here is a bit expensive when you compare to other countries. At the same time, we're paid so fucking well that you end up being cheaper to live here than other countries. Like if you compare expenses to expenses between countries, Iceland is more expensive. But if you compare pay to pay, Iceland pays a lot better than most places. Yeah, like it ends up being cheaper to live here than most other places. Wait, I've said it already. Sorry. But yeah, it is just so good. Not to mention, like, we don't really have this city culture thing. Like, basically everybody knows everybody effectively, or very likely it's most of the time in the bigger towns. It ends up being a case of everybody knows everybody, but it's usually through someone who might know someone who might know someone, and that's kind of how everybody is connected. Now, if you live here and you have kids with someone from Iceland, they'll probably tell you themselves, but you do gotta check on who they are related to, because Iceland is related with each other so well that we don't have an app for it, but we do have a site and a book that basically helps keep track of who's related to who, to avoid any weird situations, because we're not inbred. What's the word? Intermingled? No, I don't know the word. Sorry, my English is failing me today. But yeah, we're a very close community. Like, I was at my father's family gathering, you know, at a family gathering with a small one with my father's and immediate family. Like, my father, it was my father, my grandparents, and then my father's siblings, their spouses, and the children. That was effectively as far as that went. And if I remember right, there were almost... Hold on, mental image here. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, nearly 50 people there, I think. Yeah. Like somewhere between 30 to 50. Maybe 60. No, I think we were around the 30 to 40. Maybe. Something like that. In that little family gathering there. Yeah. Yeah. Like, my father has 12... He used to have 12 siblings. He has 11 siblings now. One, we lost one a year or so ago. My cousin. It's not something I should talk about on here, really. So, yeah. But yeah, like there was a... This was after that period, but there was a year where I just had to go to funeral after funeral after funeral after fucking funeral. It was a bad time. I don't know what was going on, but a lot of people were dying. A lot of people I knew. A lot of people in the family too. Like all natural causes, all that, but still. Or, well, as much as you can call it natural. One is mental, but yeah. Like, this was years and years ago. I was a teenager during this time period, so like, yeah, this is way before COVID and all that, but still. It was not a good day. Or, sorry, year. Did not happen a day, thankfully. Fuck. Still. It got me really thinking about death. So yeah. Live like a peasant, die like a king. And then there's Jay, who wants to live like a king, die like a peasant. I find that funny, honestly. Like, I get where he's coming from. Like, if I could live like a king, sure, I would like it. It could be nice. But I'm very easily made content, you know? I don't need much, and my goal in life is just to be content. I don't need much. I just said that right. I don't need a lot. Like, give me a bed, a roof, my computer, and some food. Heck, I don't even need the bed. Yeah, I don't even need the bed, just computer and food. I'd need a roof for the computer, so yeah. Roof, computer, food, that's all I really need. I can make do with a floor, that's fine. Yeah, I could be content with that. But I am human, and like all humans, we always seek to live better, you know? Yeah. Still though, Iceland is wonderful. It's so beautiful too. Like we have so much untouched nature. Even inside of the town, there's so much nature all around when spring and summer arrive. Just gorgeous. And then you walk out of town, like walk up to the mountain or something, and it's just nature as far as the eye can see. Like, if the ground was even, or semi-even, you know, you might not even be able to see the town. We might see nothing but green, as far as the eye could see if you walk a little bit into the mountains. Like, walk up Sula, maybe 40 minutes, an hour or so, and you'd probably reach the top. And then look over. You won't see a man-made structure You will not see any of it. It's just untouched nature. It's beautiful. And then you turn around to see the city and see the town, but you know, semantics. It's just beautiful. And then winter arrives, everything goes white. Walking to Kjarnaskógur, a forest nearby. Oh, it looks so good. It's like crystal on the ground. You see the lakes, or well, lakes. They're not really lakes, they're more like springs? No. Springs? No, that's spring. Not rivers. Not rivers. It's a shallow... It's flowing water, but it's shallow, you know? Like, you'd step in it and be like up to your ankle maybe. Something like that, you know? But it flows real well. And there are patches of it that are a proper river. And like, the way it just freezes over. Oh, it looks so... It's like from a fantasy world, honestly. Like, it's like a painting. Look, I can see it now. Just that landscape is wonderful. And then, you know, hey, occasionally you might catch out of rabbits running around there too. Riley little buggers. They're real active in the summertime, honestly, but they're little skittish, you know. Wild rabbits. They're still beautiful. I love this country. And then, yeah, there is a hot spring relatively close to where I live. Like a natural one, you know, just a little bit up into the mountains, I think it's not really up in the mountains. I think it's like 20 minutes from town, walking, I'd say. A bit up in there. Yeah, there's a natural hot spring area over there, which, you know, I heard about it from a friend of mine. I've gone there once or twice since then, you know, without them, but it's just a nice place to be, you know. Natural little crevice, hot water, relax in there, drink a beer, no one for miles around. Just watch the valley below. Maybe catch out of a ship or two. Just relax. Maybe listen to music. It is honestly wonderful. But, you know, it only remains that wonderful as long as, you know, not a lot of people know about it, which I'm kind of glad not a lot of people do. No, probably a lot of people do know about it, but still, you know. Or maybe they don't, I don't know. But yeah, Iceland has a lot of hot springs all around. We have a lot of hot water. And it's mainly due to the fact that we are a volcanic rock, effectively. Like, we were born out of a volcanic eruption, and it got lava blood, and now we're on two different tectonic plates that are slowly moving apart, tearing the country itself tearing the part of itself apart by the central line. And we have about 30 active volcanic systems and 130 to 150 volcanoes, which translates to about a volcanic eruption every 5 or so years. Sometimes more, sometimes less. More often more. And I think we've had 2 or 3 eruptions in the last 1 or 2 years now. Yeah, I think so. I think it was something like that. There was a music band that made a music video in front of one of our active volcanoes. I remember while it was, you know, going off. Don't remember what band it was though, what song they made, but that looked fucking awesome, I will admit. Fjandinn hafi farið svo flott. But yeah. But yeah, I think that's enough chatting about that. I think I've reached about the hour mark now. So yeah. This has been Flannel Legacies. I've been your host, Garvin. Jay has already said his goodbyes. So, I'll leave you with this before I disappear for January. It's gonna kinda suck a little bit, you know, but I'll miss doing this. But hey, I'll be seeing my girl. That'll be fine. Well, either way, everybody. Love ya. And have a wonderful, wonderful January, alright? I hope everything's gonna be good for you. See y'all.